Hello everyone and welcome to Fluent Programming. This is the first session of Python and we are going to start with a complete Python series where I am going to teach you base programming, after that data analytics and data science also, and in the future if you need some more like web application and extra application development in Python, so you can write down in the comment section and I'm going to create the video for you. All the videos are free of cost available, and if you get any doubts or queries after trying this practical Python code, you can let me know in the comment section. I will try to help you out with that. So without wasting any time, we are going to start. So you just have to type first Python on Google, any browser you can use. So you will get this official website. So why we are going here, of course, if you want to write the code, you have to download Python software. So we are going to download this Python software. You can also download from Mac if you are using Mac, otherwise from Windows you can download this version. So it's very lightweight software, it's only 27 MB and it is official software given by Python. So actually here you will write code from the scratch. I will not suggest, if you know any Python software before like Spider or PyCharm or Anaconda, Jupyter Notebook, don't start with those softwares, because there you will get different suggestions and ready-made things for beginner, which is not good practice. And if you start from here, you have to write everything from scratch. You will get to know about all Python things in deep. So that's why we are also installing this. You just have to click on this software and then next and finish. Within 2 minutes it will install inside your PC. Okay, and the software name is Python IDLE software. Okay, so in my PC it's already installed, so I'm going to just search here Python and you can see there is one IDLE window is open. There are other things also, but use this one only, IDLE. If you don't know what is IDLE actually, so IDLE is integrated development environment. In short, it's just providing you environment to write Python code and to write the code. So every software we call IDE. Like if you are writing any Java code, we call it Java IDE. If you are writing any other programming code, we call it that IDE. It just means software. So you can see this IDLE shell window is open and you are ready to write the code. So that was just the installation process. In 2 minutes you can also install. There is no problem with this. And once the software is open, I'm going to write the first code of all programming language. When we start, we write this one simple statement called hello world. So actually we are going to just print one message on the screen. So if that's why I'm writing this statement, and you can see now in the blue color here, it's called an output. The blue color one is the output, and this is the Python code which I have written. So what's the use of this code? Of course there is no use of code if you use it alone. We are going to use in with other concepts. So currently, just to explain you that how we write the Python code, I have written this print hello world statement. So actually in programming languages there are two important things. Any programming language, if you start, first thing is the words of any language. You can say vocabulary of the language. So here you can see I'm using a word print because it is given by Python. Okay, you cannot write your own word there like show word or display word instead of this print word. So in short, every language has its vocabulary. We call them keywords, so you have to write them as it is. And after that, when you print something, you can see I have written this statement in parentheses and double quotes. So this is called syntax. So every language also has some grammar rules. For example, if you are writing anything in your, let's say, notebook, So what we do there, we give the full stop after the sentence, we give comma, we give semicolons. There are different things in the grammar rules, right? So we follow them while writing. Similarly here, you have to follow the syntax, you have to follow the double quotes, parenthesis, and write your message inside that, then only it will work. So in short, to understand Python language or any language, we have to understand their programming languages, keywords and syntax. And don't worry about this, if you just complete 2 to 3 sessions, means few programs of Python, you will get used to that syntax and keywords. It will fit you in your muscle memory, and then you can easily write the code. So the use of this code, currently just we are printing message. So if you have seen somewhere messages like on any like when you go to any restaurant, you see the message welcome to the restaurant. So printing message is also important, and there are many applications we daily use which prints the messages. Like when you go to ATM, it prints welcome to the ATM machine, withdraw money or check your balance and everything. So because they are giving messages, so you can see them, right? Similarly, in the code we also have to give the message. That's why we have written print hello world. Now the problem with this ideally window is I could write only one statement in a one line, but if I want to write multiple statements here, so we don't actually use this ideally window, because if I write one statement, it will print just a message and that's it. Actually we can write some lines multiple together, but we don't prefer using shell window, because here it will just print once or execute one line of code. So I'm going to click on this file, new file. Okay, if you want, anytime you can pause the video, go back. It's on YouTube, right? You can anytime do this. So I'm clicking on file, new, and here I'm going to write now print in double quotes. I'm going to write hello world. Okay, and here you can see it's kind of notepad file, so you can write n number of lines. There is no limit of how many lines you are writing here. You can write hello world, hello Python, hello anything, any messages you want to print together, paragraph, sentences, you can just write here. And if you want to see the output, you want to execute this program, run the program, so there is a run option. So if you click on run module, it is asking me to save the file now. Now I'm going to click on desktop, and let's say on desktop I'm going to create one folder, 0905-2021 Python, because it's today's date. I'm just creating a folder, so I'm going to say all files here today. So let's say the file name is, this is my first Python program, save it, and then you can see here this is my code I have written, and the other window which was open earlier where I wrote the statement print hello world, the below that it printed my output. So I think there are somewhere 7 to 8 hello worlds, and it's printing same here, you can see. So actually this shell window is more treated like the output window. So here I am writing code and then hit F5, and in the right hand side it's showing me output. Okay, so this is how we run the Python code. So this is just a simple program to understand about software, how we run the program. If you already know the code, you can skip to the next part. If you don't know, so please try this code. It is a very important code because it's a first code, and you will understand how to use this software. Okay, so if you have already saved a file and you closed all the windows, let's say, and you want to open that code again back to check the code or run the code again, so how you can do that? You can just open a folder where you save the file and just right click on it, and there is one option, edit with ideally. Okay, don't double click on it, it will not open. You just have to right click, there is an option edit with ideally, because you have Python ideally software installed. you can open the file and see the code and run code anytime. There is also a shortcut given F5, which you can use if you are using Windows laptop. So you can use Fn F5, because in laptop we have Fn keys, so you can press Fn and plus F5 button to run the code, and see it's showing the output now. So see how easy it is to run the program. I'm going to keep all these file links in the description below, so you can download the files if you want. But you can see I have written code in front of you, so you can actually pause video and try the same thing side by side, so you can see and learn at your own pace. Okay, so this is the first program, but this program is a kind of one-sided program. It's just giving a message to us like hello world, that's it. Like when you go to any restaurant, it will show you welcome to the restaurant. You can just see that message. You cannot go and touch the window, that what we say indicator. You cannot click that indicator. Okay, right? It's that's why it's a one-sided program. But let's say if you're going to open calculator, so you have to put some values. You have to type something in the calculator to get the answer. You cannot just open calculator and wait it will give me answer. You have to press 2 plus 2, so you will get maybe 4, right? So that's why now we are going to try the second program, and instead of just printing, we will try some more programs, interactive programs. So I will show you what we will do now. I'm going to type on Google, let's say Celsius to Fahrenheit. So you can see here this we have Celsius to Fahrenheit. I type Celsius and Fahrenheit are two options we use for calculating temperature, right? So and Kelvin is there, right? So currently, let's say in here we have Celsius. Let's say there are 15 degrees Celsius. So it's 59 Fahrenheit. You can see what the Google is doing. It is asking me to put something. When I put it, it takes the value. I put 15 value, so it took it and then multiply it with this 9 by 5 and added with 32, and finally gave me back the 59. So if I want to try this type of program where it's not just showing me something, I am also going to put something, then it gives me answer. So if I want to create something like this, how we can do this? Let's try some programs like this. So again I am going to open Ideally because it was closed, and then I am going to open a new file, empty file, and here I am going to write let's say one question. Yes, so question is write a program in Python to accept name from user and print welcome plus name. So first of all, I have written this line here. This is actually a question which I am going to try now. I am going to accept a name. I am not doing the Fahrenheit Celsius first. Before that we'll try same type of question. So accept a name from user, so and then give print welcome name. For example, if I put Govind, it will give me a name back, welcome Govind. Okay, so whatever I put the name, if I put the name let's say Rakesh, so it will give me the name back, welcome Rakesh. So it's like greeting message. Whenever you open any software, you put name, so it shows hello, good morning and your name. So this is also same type of interactive program, and it's same as it is like Fahrenheit Celsius demo. We'll see that demo also, but let's see this demo now. So the question is why this is written in red color here, why it is in red color, why I put the hashtag there. So the reason behind this is, if you write any question in your code, it will try to take it like a code, because this is a coding window where whatever I write, it try to take it like a code. But actually it is not a code, it is a question. I have written the question for my own understanding. So if I try to run the program, it will give me an error saying that what is this right word, what is this word a program in, because we don't have these words in our Python vocabulary, we don't have these words in our Python. So why you are writing them? So we have to tell Python that see, this is a question, the code is I will write below, so that is a code, just focus on that. Don't focus on my question here, that is just written for my own understanding. So if I open this file in future, so I can understand why I created the code. So in short, it's called a comment. You can write comments in your program to remember what you have written in the code. Okay, so here I am going to write the code now. So the code is n is equal to, I am writing input, enter a name, and finally I am just going to print welcome, and after that n. That's it. So see how easy it is, just 2 lines of code it is. So there is one more function, input, like we use earlier print. So input is going to give the message enter a name. So once user sees the message enter name, user will enter name, and that name is going to store in this n. So we call this n as variable. Okay, so like in maths we write x equal to something, y equal to something, and then use it in some equations calculation. Similarly, user will put the name, but you have to store it somewhere temporarily. So we create one variable. So you can give any name to the variable. You can give n, a, b, c, d, f, g, anything. So we'll see the variable and everything, every part in detail. But currently, just focus on the code. I will show you that how the code is going to give the output. So we'll see the code and output side by side, so you will understand it easily. So I'm going to store in desktop 9/5/2021, and this is our input demo. Save it. Now let's see the code and output side by side. I clicked run, it executed, a new window open. Now see, it is asking me to enter a name, and it's waiting. Why it's waiting? It's waiting for our input. When I put the input here, means when I type something, a name, and enter, so that name, let's say I typed here Jimmy. So now Jimmy I typed here. If once I click enter, so it got the input Jimmy, and it will store it in n, and in the next line it is printing welcome. See what is stored in n, you can see Jimmy. So whatever I am going to insert, it's going to store in the n. It's called variable, so we will call it variable. Okay, n variable it will store temporarily, and then print welcome Jimmy. Once the program is done, so that n is not there in your PC. Okay, you cannot go and see it in D drive, E drive, somewhere n is stored. No, it's just temporary. So this is how it works. This is also temporary. When I put here Celsius 15, Google took 15 from me. Then behind this there is a programming language. It done some calculations and finally gave me answer. And if I put something else, 20, so it will take 20 and give me the answer. So similarly here, if you see this code, if I run it again, same thing you have to do. Click run, and if I put here, let's say John, so you can see it took the John value from me and gave me welcome John back. If I again hit F5 and put the name, let's say here, let's say Noah, and enter, so whatever I enter, it goes in n and then gives me welcome plus that name back. So this is how we can take input and process and do anything with it. So this is a two-way program, or you can say interactive program, because it's not just giving message. So we'll try the same program like this. Write a program to accept a number from user and display square. So again, we are not first going to try Fahrenheit demo, we'll see that, but first same type of demo now. So you just have to accept a number and display square. Again I am writing in comment, so this is not compulsory, so okay, I am just writing for my understanding. If you don't write, then also it will give same output. It's just for our understanding, and just comment. The main thing is behind, after this line, the comment line, whatever we write after this line is the main program. Why I wrote this? It's only for my understanding, or if I send anyone so they can understand what I have done in this code. Okay, so first thing we'll do here, same, we have to accept a number and display square. Okay, or let's try same type of demo, except this time let's say different, two numbers from user and display sum. So if I take two numbers, enter first number, let's say it's A, and B, that is our second number, and then finally if I try to print our sum, so A plus B. So what I'm doing, I'm giving a message enter number, user will put a number that is going to store in A, then I'm going to put another number, second number, it's going to store in B, and then finally it's going to print this message sum, and then whatever A plus B answer is. This is just a message, you can give any message here. This is just to display something in the output window. If I click hit F5, shortcut 1 to run the program, and save this file in same folder, some demo dot that's it. By default it's a Python file. Yeah, so you can see in the output window, let me close the output window because it already has many outputs, so I am going to run it again, so we'll get a fresh window. We can focus on this one. So it is showing, see, enter first number, and why it is waiting there, why the cursor is blinking, it's waiting for your input. I am going to put a number now, 5. See, so where the 5 gone, where the 5 is stored, it's stored in that A variable, it's there inside A. Now it's asking us for the second number, and I'm going to put here 3, anything, I'm just putting any random numbers. So if I put 3, it's stored in a B. Now 5 is stored in A, 3 is stored in B. So now what is the next line? If I enter here, see, it's printing sum. Well, what after sum? See, it's printing, is it sum, is it addition? See, there is a problem. Why it's printing 5 plus 3, 53? It should be 8. It's printing 53. So what happens whenever you are taking a name, like in the last program we took name from user and then displayed welcome name, whenever you are accepting numbers, you have to write one more word before this. That's why I was not doing the Fahrenheit demo first, so I can show you everything step by step. So what happens when you take a normal input like name, which has some alphabets, characters, you just have to write input. But if you want to take numbers, you have to write one more function before that. So what we are doing now, we are saying whatever the input you will take, convert in the integer. So the word we use integer, right? You know integer is minus infinity to plus infinity. In short, any number without decimal point. Okay, any number without any decimal point, without just decimal points. Okay, so for example 8 is an integer number, minus 1 or 0. So any number is integer number only if it does not have a decimal point. So currently I don't want decimal numbers. For decimal numbers we have a different option that we'll see later, but here I am writing enter first number. So the number I am going to put, it is going to be treated like number. And then see, let's see if I run the program. Again I am using a shortcut to run F5, or you can click on run button there. When I put the number, let's say 4, so the 4 number is stored in A variable as an integer. Then a second number, if I put 6, it is stored in a B variable as an integer now, and now you can see 4 plus 6 is giving correct answer. So what happens by default in Python or all languages actually, this data is considered as string. By default input takes data as string. String is actually sequence of characters. So string means it's used to represent alphabets, characters, or anything from your keyboard. So if you want to store something like residential address, or let's say name, first name, gender, everything, so we use string. So of course we don't do calculation with these data, right? You cannot do one address minus second address, or one email minus second. So string is actually is used to store anything from your keyboard, mixture of everything, but it doesn't support calculation. Okay, so we'll see all these different types of data in detail, but currently we tried this program so you can get the idea of Python code, how it works. So you can see now it's giving me the answer. You can run your program again and try putting different numbers. So if I put 4 and 5, it's giving me 9 as the answer, which is again correct. 4 plus 5 is 9. So in short, if you want to create a simple program, you can write print. The first program we tried. Second, we tried to take a name from user, and in the name it just normal input. But if you try normal input here, only input here, it's actually concatenating the text, merging text. It is not actually doing calculation. So you have to tell that when you take a number, convert it or take it as integer, then only the calculation like addition, division and all these calculations will work. So finally now we are ready to try that demo. Write a program in Python to accept what we are accepting there. Let's go to Google. Celsius to Fahrenheit. Okay, we have to accept Celsius from user and convert into Fahrenheit. Okay, so it's a simple demo. All the programs are actually same. We have to first take some inputs. So enter let's say enter temperature in Celsius. Okay, so you got Celsius. Remember, you have to use int because it's a number. Like we entered here, I entered number, right? So you have to take as integer. You got value in the C, and the next line you just have to print temperature in Fahrenheit. So this is the message I am giving. Again, message you can give anything, just write Fahrenheit or temperature in Fahrenheit, and how you are going to calculate Fahrenheit. C into 9 by 5 plus 32. As per you can see the formula, C into 9 by 5 plus 32. So whatever the Celsius you will put, it will multiply, divide, add all these values and finally give you Celsius to Fahrenheit. Let's just run the program. It's asking me to save again, so I will write temperature demo, let's say, and you can see in here it's giving enter temperature in Celsius. Let's say I entered here Celsius is 15 and it's giving me 59 as a Fahrenheit, and if I put here 15, you can see it's giving me 59 as Fahrenheit. Means is it giving correct answer? Yes, you can again check once. If I put here let's say 30, it's giving me 86 Fahrenheit, and here also if I put 30, it's giving me 86 Fahrenheit. It's giving the correct answer. So let's check how it is working. So actually, see, all the demos are same we tried here so far, because every demo we are taking a number and doing some calculation, giving the answer back. So you should only know the formula, which you can also check on browser, Google. So if I see the code again and output side by side, you can see enter temperature in Celsius and it's waiting for my input. I put here let's say Celsius temperature is now 12 degrees in Celsius. So 12 degrees Celsius, 12 I put here, it will store in C, and the next line it's going to print temperature in Fahrenheit. 12 into 9 by 5 plus 32, whatever the answer, it's giving that answer here, 53.6. You can cross check here. If I put 12, it's giving 53.6. So actually all the demos are same, because all the demos we tried here so far, they are all sequential programs, means they are running line by line, linearly, one after another. Every lines are running one after another. So first we take something, then we do some calculation, and finally we give the answer. Take something, calculate, give the answer. Every program we did same. These programs are also called IPO programs. Input, take input, then do your process part. Process means like calculation, and finally you have to give the output. That's why the user entered input for. Then you are doing that's why process and give the answer back. This is the same Google program is doing it. It's taking the number from us. Behind this nice looking design, actually there is a programming language. It's executing, it's taking your value, doing this calculation and giving you answer back. So similarly here also, when I run program, you can only see this window. You can put the number here and it's giving you answer, but actually behind this window there is a code. So currently, if you have question why we have not created this type of design, we want to create this design, so wait for some time, because if you want to create this type of website, there are some other things also required. You require some designing knowledge, how to design websites. Okay, so if you want me to create another series of video on web designing, where I will teach you HTML, JavaScript and creating this HTML designs, so you can write in the comment section. So I will create, and so these are the programs we tried today. I will just give you one last program here. Write a program. So I am writing in shortcut now. Write a program in Python to accept a number from user and check and print, let's say, square. So how are we going to do that? Because this question is also same. Again, you have to accept number. How to accept number? Input, enter a number, and you got the number. You just have to write int input. You got the number here. Store it anywhere, A, B, C, D, F, G, anything you like. So you stored in A. You got number in A. How you going to calculate that square of A? So it's simple, just A into A. This is how we calculate. Just multiply a number with itself. So for example, if I put a number, let's say 5, so value of A is 5, just assume this. So it's going to print 5 into 5. So is this your code correct? It's look correct. If you read it, it sounds correct. So here I'm going to save it, square demo, done. In the right hand side you can see it showing enter number, and it is waiting for a number. Let's say I put here number 4 and enter. So see, it's printing square 16. So again, what happened? Try to compare the code and output. So when you see the message enter number, then it was waiting for my number to enter. I entered 4, it's stored in A. 4 into 4, simple, 16. So this question is also same. There are a lot of questions which are all same. Okay, so this is for this session, this is for the video. Now we created almost 5 files here. Okay, the first file was just printing message, other files for calculation. Now there are many things like this in the programming which you should first know before starting with program, right? So I'm going to upload all these files in the description. You can download them, but I will suggest you don't to just directly download and try to run them. You can actually just see the code and side by side create your code, and you can also try these type of questions for exercise, like write a program in Python to accept Fahrenheit and convert into Celsius. It's actually the opposite of we calculate today, and same actually, you just have to find out formula. So write a program in Python to accept meters from user and convert into centimeters and convert into centimeters. So it's also same. Centimeters means you have to accept meters first and convert into centimeters. So just have to multiply, right? Similarly, you can try this. Write a program in Just wait for a minute. Yeah, so write a program in Python to calculate following, and you can try calculating, let's say, area of rectangle, and then you can try calculating area of triangle, and then you can try calculating area of circle. So area of triangle is you have to find out formula. So whatever required for calculating triangle, let's say for example for area of circle, the formula is pi r square. So you required actually r in this. R is radius. Only one thing you required r. So if you take r means radius, so you can multiply it 2 times because it's r square, and multiply with pi value, that is 3.14. You got the answer. That's it. So in area of circle you just have to take one value as an input, that is your radius, that is r. Pi is a fix that you can directly write in code 3.14 into r, that is radius into radius, and you got answer. That's it. So simple. So similarly you can try for all the questions. So these are like, you can try for practice. They are same like the question we tried today. So I'm going to also save this in same folder, so you can try these questions. So I'm going to upload everything in the description, so please check out there, and after trying this you can start with the next video which I'm going to create. So I started this complete series so I can teach each and everyone Python free of cost, and I'm going to try creating multiple videos, multiple programming language series, designing language, frameworks, everything. I just want your support. You can like, share with your friends so they can also learn, and if you get any doubts or errors, comment. I will try to resolve them. Okay, so thank you.